Right, okay, let's see what's popping then. Kanye West. Why is Kanye's employees what why Kanye's employees are watching him die? Right, okay. There's a lot of controversy going around Kanye. It has been for a long time, especially like the way he dresses, what he's been saying on X. So I want to see what's going on. Because his employees are watching him on a live? That's crazy. Right, let's see this.
At the start of 2024, Kanye West revealed his $850,000 permanent titanium dentures. What we didn't know was that there were much darker, more sinister ramifications after the procedure. In a sworn affidavit made by Ye's ex-chief of staff, he alleged that Ye's dentist was illegally supplying the rapper with nitrous oxide.
The dentist was illegally prescribing, well, that's his job gone, isn't it? That's his job gone and struck off the register. Oh, what a silly thing to do. Wonder how much he was being paid. Not for supply of enormous quantities of nitrous gas to a wealthy, famous patient for explicitly for recreation. Yeah, that's so silly, man. Charging more than 50,000 per a month. He was making some bread, but he's getting struck off for that one. I like.
Resulting in Ye becoming dependent on the substance. This affidavit goes far and beyond just a shady dentist selling some gas. This document paints the picture of a full-blown invasion strategy from some shady business people who are trying to get a billionaire hooked on drugs, take over his business, milk every last dollar from him while they drive his business into the ground. Multiple sources who work
that happens a lot. That happens a lot, especially with like, you know, newer rappers. Like all these new talents that are coming up. Some reason they all disappear. They all end up becoming, do you know what I mean, drug addicts, and they all end up disappearing. You wonder why? Is it the money? Do you know what I mean? Have you got like just bad advice being given to them? Do you know what I mean? Saying, ah, it's all right. But with the actual sinister thought of, yeah, we're gonna drug you up and we're gonna ruin your shit. Bangers, man.
Ye confirmed online that he has been using nitrous for a while, noting that it has become an obvious problem.
Nitrous oxide is dangerous, man.
Yeah, I'm on the nitrous.
The details of the allegations get even crazier. 4 large surgical tanks of nitrous oxide were seen being carried into Ye's girlfriend's apartment. That Ye was paying $50,000 a month for the gas. That Ye paid for the dentist to move into his apartment building so he had constant access to the gas.
What?
Although many people have
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. First, you've got spending all your money. Secondly, it's scrounging for money. Do you know what I mean? But then getting the actual supplier to move to as close as possible to you. Yeah, Ye had a problem. Definitely. Nitrous oxide is so dangerous, man.
sympathy for Ye since he basically destroyed his reputation, others see this as his addiction being forced on him, leading to being trapped in an inescapable situation that could cost him his life. Today we are going to investigate all of the details of Ye's disastrous dentures, starting with the alleged evil dentist himself, Thomas Connolly. No, this is not the winner of the World's Strongest Man.
Yo, you walk into the dentist room about to get your teeth removed or something happens, and you look at this whammo guy. Y'all gonna be looking around like, yo, am I even in the right place? Have I just walked into a gym? Mate, I need this one extracting, bro.
Competition, nor is it a member of Hell's Angels. This is Thomas Connolly, who describes himself as a trailblazer in the world of dentistry. His website states that Dr. Connolly has 25 years of experience with...
I've got anxiety, yo, gang. I've got anxiety, but if I see him trying to pull my teeth out, you best put me under or something.
World of dentistry. His website states that Dr. Connolly has 25 years of experience with offices in Manhattan and Beverly Hills. He received his dental training at the Mayo Clinic, the University of Detroit Mercy, and Louisiana State University. He also served as a clinical professor at Harvard University Dental School in Boston and Columbia School of Dental Medicine in New York City. However, Dr. Connolly doesn't look like your regular dentist, given his physique and tattoos. I'm that guy that's a complete mystery when you meet me, Dr. Connolly told the source. It's funny, people always feel like they're meeting someone famous. People always ask, what do you do? It's almost always the same thing, UFC fighter. Growing up in Detroit, Michigan, he dabbled in working out and lifting weights. After becoming a...
My boy, you definitely know a UFC fighter looking like that.
Growing up in
What
Detroit...
UFC fighter have you seen walking a ring like that? Yeah. I'd say more of a bouncer than a UFC fight. What UFC fight have you seen walking the ring like hench? In fact, you probably have. It's Alistair Overeem. In fact, no, he wasn't that hench though, was he? He was just pretty big. You had like Rampage Jackson. He was also pretty big, but nothing to this size. Nah. I don't think I've ever seen anybody walk in a ring looking like that. Jesus Christ, you're gonna gas out within like 2 minutes. God damn.
Michigan, he dabbled in working out and lifting weights. After becoming a registered dentist, he began taking bodybuilding seriously and became the most jacked dentist in the world, according to Muscular Development. To balance working out with dentistry, Dr. Connolly limits his patients to just 1 per day. I have an advantage over a regular dentist. Oh, we have 50 patients today, 20 hygiene patients over a week, a crown, this and that. Me? I got 1 guy, and my fees reflect my experience. I'm very blessed. Originally, Dr. Connolly made a name for himself in the pro sports and modeling world. I performed dentistry on a lot of beautiful women, a lot of NFL players, and sports players at that point in my career. I wanted to push my services into other industries other than modeling and sports, so we began to focus on the music industry. At some point, Dr. Connolly ran into Post Malone's manager, Dre London. He said, "Hey Dre, this is what I do." And he goes, "Yeah, every dentist wants to do Post's teeth. I'll put you on the list." They had signed a new artist named Tyler Yahweh. I said, "Hey, you just signed Tyler. His teeth look terrible. I'll do his teeth for free." After fully restoring Tyler Yahweh's mouth, he introduced
Deal. But I ain't giving you shit back. You came to me and said that you'll do my teeth for free. I'm taking it. But I never agreed that I was gonna give you anything back. I'm taking that deal.
Connolly to Post, who asked the dentist if he could do a whole tooth as a diamond. The process had never been quite done before, and Connolly spent over a year trying to figure out the best way to do it, but they made it happen. Less than a year after the diamond teeth, Malone returned to Dr. Connolly to have the 10 porcelain veneers on his lower teeth replaced with platinum veneers. Post spent around $1.6 million on his teeth in 2021. Since working with Post Malone, Dr. Connolly's profile has skyrocketed. A bunch of new clientele ran to his private messages, including Odell Beckham Jr., Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Brown, DaBaby, Moneybagg Yo, Kid Laroi, as well as tons of other athletes and celebrities. Ye was allegedly introduced to Connolly by songwriter Billy Walsh towards the end of 2023, where Ye pitched the idea of the titanium grill. Little did Ye know this procedure would result in him suffering from a brutal addiction. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor, Aura. In a recent records right now, part of it is that identity. I'm not leaving myself vulnerable. Pulling out his metal mouth alongside Ty Dolla $ign in early 2024. Ye posted a photo of his metal mouth on his Instagram.
What are we thinking about that though, really? I'm all for grills, but that one day looks... That one day looks a little silly, no? I'm all for grills, like, I think some grills can look hard, some grills can look really good, but bro, there's a block of metal with 2 fangs in your teeth, on your teeth. I mean, not even 2 proper fangs. Like, what the hell's going on over that way? That one looks different to that. And I hope that boy ain't eating with that on.
Instagram story, then going on to compare his new look to the James Bond villain, Jaws. The Daily Mail originally reported that he had all of his teeth removed and replaced with titanium dentures, also revealing that the procedure cost a whopping $850,000 and was done by Dr. Thomas Connolly in Beverly Hills alongside Naoki Hayashi, master dental technician. That man really paid $850K for those foil grills we all made in elementary school. With all the misinformation and mysteries.
You know that when you was in school, you got the tinfoil from that your sandwiches. When you take packed lunches into school, you get the tinfoil, you wrap them well, and you stick it on your teeth and go, "Yeah, I'm a gangster." That is literally what them grills look like. Cause I can't lie, they were awful. Imagine eating with them, all the food all over it. Oh God.
Surrounding this new look, Ye's team tried to clarify. Ye's representatives said that they were fixed prosthodontics, which is a specialized branch of dentistry dedicated to making artificial teeth for damaged or missing teeth. They are, as the name suggests, fixed and permanent. This goes way beyond veneers or grills. The rep clarified that he didn't get his teeth removed, but rather that the implants were experimental dentistry, to say the least. As odd as it sounds, there has been sort of a mystery surrounding Ye's teeth teeth for many years. He was in a near-fatal car crash in 2002, which resulted in him breaking his jaw in multiple places as well as shattering his teeth. I couldn't find a source to 100% confirm this, but judging by how good his teeth looked afterwards suggests that he had at least got the bottom row fully replaced with implants. Then in 2010, he appeared on Ellen where he told her that he'd replaced his entire bottom row of teeth with diamond and gold implants.
It's your real teeth. You just put it on top of your teeth?
No, it's like replaced my bottom row of teeth.
You've ripped all those teeth out and put in that?
I just thought the diamonds were cooler.
According to dental expert Dr. Emmanuel
I really got too much
it's
money,
much more
guys.
likely that West had
Jesus.
his teeth trimmed down and used them as support for a gold and diamond encrusted bridge, more or less as Ellen suspected. It's also possible that West had his front teeth surgically removed, replaced them with titanium implants, and then had the flashy structure built on top. This would also make the procedure of him installing this new metal teeth more realistic if he already had implants. And despite how insane his new look is, people were shocked for like a week and then just moved on, as it just seemed like another one of Kanye's antics to add to the extremely long list of weird and controversial things that he has done his entire career. And this is the point in the video where you think it's just about some evil dentist and how Ye might be developing a drug addiction, but then you realize that this video is about the fundamental collapse of Ye's entire life and career, and that nobody around him can be trusted, and it's just chaos.
That's literally everybody. From what I've heard, because I've never been there, but from what I've heard a lot of the times, once you make it there, you have to be so careful about like your circle and who's involved and who you let in and stuff like that. Because the minute you have fame, power, money, people want that. People will do anything to take that from you. There's some sick individuals out there in the world, guys, so you best watch out. Some sick individuals, they will come and try to take that straight off you. Or they don't like that you've got it, so they're gonna ruin it. Yeah, man, gotta be careful.
So buckle up. In April of 2024, news broke that a Kanye West representative announced that Ye was planning to launch Yeezy Prawn. No concrete details were given to even remotely explain what this meant, how it was gonna work, or why he was even doing it. However, it was because of this new business venture that Milo Yiannopoulos decided to exit the company. In a resignation letter provided to TMZ, Milo wrote, "I cannot be complicit in the production or dissemination of prawn films and literature for moral and religious reasons, but also because such material and the kind of people invariably involved in its production represent an imminent danger to my life as a recovering addict and an unacceptable risk to my spiritual and physical health as a former homosexual." He then goes on to offer his resignation. Ye has had a very open admission to his love and addiction to prawn over the years. However, with his shift towards focusing on his Christianity and relationship with God, creating this type of business feels out of character for the Ye we have come to know in recent years.
Yeah.
Something with
You can't. Yeah, sorry, it's so conflicting. You cannot make prawn or be involved in prawn and also say I'm a God-fearing man and do you know what I mean? And Christianity is everything to me. Yeah, they don't align. Them two beliefs just don't align.
seriously off with Ye. But when the reports of Milo's resignation came out, another Yeezy employee and social media personality, Yes Jules, posted a text message screenshot from Ye that read, "I fired Milo." It was evident that the Yeezy LLC empire was failing. Clothing orders were extremely late or wrong or lacking in quality. Whenever Ye was seen in public, he looked very unhealthy. His wife Bianca seems to just be a prop for his...
Yo, guys, what are we thinking about his wife? I don't mean no disrespect. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Like, what we've actually thinking about his wife. Sorry, my camera angle's there. I can't move it for some bizarre reason. There we go. Okay, I'm not moving everything around. What are we thinking about this, guys? The way she's here. This to me, I think like everybody has said, she just seems to be an experiment for his ideas, his idea of dress that he obviously doesn't want to do himself or can't pull off himself because it's obviously not for his sex, but he makes her then do it. And I think she's either a particular very, very sad, very, really sad, soulless woman who does anything anybody says, or she really loves this, and she loves the attention this brings to her. Because anybody going dressing out in that, better expect all the smoke that's coming their way. I'm telling you now.
Clothing brand, and fans are trying to pretend like everything is okay and this is just normal, yay, weird, unpredictable behavior, but deep down they know that something is seriously off. And in early June, an Instagram fan page by the name of Ye Defense Team posted this passive-aggressive message on their Instagram story that read, "If you have any complaints with Yeezy, if you want to know where your merch is, if you want to know why the album's getting delayed, if you want to know where to get some nitrous maybe need some Prawn Star Connects for your shoot, anything at all, Ye's new handler, Eric J. Quee, will take care of that for you. He will happily assist you since he knows everything and everyone that can get you what you need, since he convinced Ye to fire everyone who was getting all these things done because they weren't in his way so he could get his friends jobs." It's unclear what a handler is and what that job would even entail. Like, a handler implies somebody who's unable of taking care of themselves, like somebody who might be handicapped or has some sort of disability. Eric replied on his story, "I never really wanted to publicly disclose that I'm working at Yeezy to avoid drama and attention." And the drama in question would probably emerge from the fact that Eric used to work for Drake, who is Ye's #1 enemy. In private DMs exposed by Milo, Eric said, "I know Drake's team very well actually. I'm much closer to his team than Ye. I went to Drake's house and helped all his boys sell their Yeezys." And considering Eric's position as Ye's handler, he doesn't really seem to have Ye's best interests in mind and seems to have an affinity for Ye's biggest op, Drake. However, after Ye's highly anticipated album Vultures 2 came out on August 3rd, 2024, fans were even more confused at what they heard. It sounded rushed and unfinished, where he seemingly slapped a bunch of demos together and even refused to record some of the tracks but had other rappers perform it while using an AI filter of his voice. And if you're not a fan of or you don't really know Ye's music,
he was that lazy. He said, "Nah, do you know what? Sack this, guys. Yo, who wants to do this verse for me? Slap an AI voice, bro. That's criminal. That's like fraud. No, that's criminal. I bought this album because it's you. I like you. I like your music. I may like your voice, your flow. And you're gonna give it to some random Donny and just say, yo, jump on this beat for me. I slap an AI voice, bro. That's fraudulent, bro.
But you are aware of his controversial antics, then this may not seem that weird or that big of a deal. But regardless of Ye's mental state throughout his entire career, the music was always good. Like, this album wasn't just bad, it was genuinely confusing that he would release something so sloppy and unfinished considering his amazing catalog. And 4 days after the album was released, we learned that Ye's mental state and business affairs were much worse than we could have ever imagined. Milo Yiannopoulos, former chief of staff at Yeezy, decided to submit a complaint to the California Dental Board pertaining to reckless, unethical, dishonest, exploitative, and upon information and belief, illegal conduct by Dr. Thomas P. Connolly. He then took to Twitter to publicly announce all of the details of the complaint, starting with accusing his dentist.
I mean, let's be honest, guys. We had a good look at the dentist. Y'all really think he's gonna be crying if he lost his dentistry job? Like, he made a lot of money from that. Don't get it twisted. He made a lot of money from that, but this guy looks like he's got eggs in so many baskets right now. Like, if he did lose that job, he'll just go full pelt at another one of his even modeling or bodybuilding careers or even music, apparently. Even though I've not heard of him, but like, let's be honest.
Thomas Connolly of getting Ye hooked on nitrous, aka laughing gas. It is my belief that Connolly sought to diminish Ye's mental faculties so that Connolly and his business associates could extract millions of dollars from him. Many people forget that Ye makes almost no money from his music, but has amassed his fortune from the profits of his Yeezy clothing. Yeezy revenue in 2022 was $1.3 billion, and operating profit in 2023 was north of $500 million. And that's just 2 years. He's been growing the brand and earning tens of hundreds of millions of dollars every year for nearly a decade. So Yeezy LLC is nothing short of a massive corporation. Milo was hired by Yeezy LLC as chief of staff in 2022. A chief of staff is an executive level employee who supervises and communicates with lower level staff members, providing project management and implementing strategic planning processes. While carrying out these operations, Milo discovered dozens of fraudulent schemes, audacious greed, double billing, duplication of labor, entirely unnecessary unnecessary employees collecting 7-figure salaries, and all manner of other senseless wastes of money. Milo immediately started making executive changes, firing more than 130 people, which saved the company $30 million.
Nobody likes that, do they? Everybody hates it with the new boy, the new manager, the new director, the new area manager walks in and goes, all right, boys, we'll clean this shit up. Yo, any of you guys, do you know what I mean, fiddling with the books, taking a little mickey, I'm cleaning this up. Y'all gone. Do you know what I mean? Any job that you've been at, where you get a manager who comes in and goes, yeah, I'm cleaning up this office, no more jokes, no more laughter. You're like, oh. There's always that one guy that walks up in a business like him.
In salary expenses while not negatively impacting business operations. He alleged that the dentist was introduced to Ye by Billy Walsh, a music industry figure who was paid $1 million for his work on Vultures Volume 1, but could not identify a single track he worked on when challenged by Yeezy's staff. He then went on to introduce a man named Idris Kiba that he described as an erratic, inconsistent witness. However, Idris was a business partner of Connolly and said that the dentist charges rappers and cartel bosses for natural stones, but puts vastly cheaper lab-grown diamonds into their mouths instead, as well as that Connolly has been bankrupt twice, the second bankruptcy, by Connolly's admission, entered into so that he could avoid tax. With no experience in either music or fashion, and without examining a single document or interviewing a single member of staff, Connolly proposed widespread and disruptive changes to Yeezy's structure and operations without even knowing what they were, and offered himself as the ideal candidate to lead the business and revivify the company's fortunes. In addition to that, he demanded a $2.4 million per year salary, and when the dentist submitted a formal scope of work as to what value he would provide to the corporation, it was comically vague. 1. Secure long-term sustainable funding for the company without debt or investors. 2. Solidify the long-term vision for Yeezy with Ye one-on-one. Concrete details of the vision recorded and categorized with dates and images.
Yeah.
Solidify the immediate...
So what's the long-term vision, bro? We know you've got long-term vision. Please tell us what it is. Don't just be vague. Tell us.
Goals for Yeezy with Ye one-on-one. These goals are to be accomplished within 12 months. Build an actionable plan with Milo to achieve the goals set forth in item 3, and then execute item 4 with Milo. This
yeah. Come on, bro.
was probably laughed at and then denied, so then his second attempt to apply for a more powerful position at Yeezy LLC was even worse, where one of the primary goals listed was the development of a personal use N2O2 system. So according to this dentist, if he were to take over this multi-hundreds of millions of dollars company selling clothing and doing concerts and music, etc., one of the primary goals to push this company forward is for Ye to have a personal nitrous gas system so he can have unrestricted and unlimited access to the gas.
If you've got to offer something like recreational just to get in the door, bro, you have lost a long time ago. Your ass is going nowhere. Y'all got to start offering like explicit and recreational stuff in order to get your foot in the door, bro. It's not happening. You couldn't be asked to make a proper plea to why you should join a Yeezy LLC, bro. Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
By April, employees at all levels of the company were worrying about Ye's dependence on the gas and speaking openly about it. Ye talked about it nonstop in meetings. He seemed to be in and out of the inhaler mask on a near constant basis. It was around that time that one of the junior staff confessed he had seen Connolly hauling 4 large surgical tanks of nitrous oxide into Bianca Sensory's apartment, and that something had told him to take a couple of photographs. As many as 5 Yeezy employees are said to have been sufficiently worried as to have taken photographs of the home nitrous installation. When challenged, Connolly admitted that he had taken the canisters to Ye's home, but insisted absurdly that they were empty and always been empty. In case you didn't know, nitrous oxide is a mild sedative agent that safely and effectively manages pain and anxiety during dental treatment. The nitrous oxide slows down your nervous system to make you feel less inhibited. You may feel lightheaded, tingly, or even heaviness in your arms or legs. However,
yeah, guys, please don't do nitrous oxide. It's like, especially in the UK, the amount of people that have been really hurt by it or hurt others because of it, it is one of the most stupidest things you could take like on a daily basis. It is so stupid. Like, restricting your brain from oxygen. Like it's just not smart in any way. It's not a smart thing.
High wears off extremely quickly, and after a few minutes you'll feel pretty much back to normal. People who use nitrous oxide recreationally typically just buy 8-gram whippers on Amazon or at local supermarkets. Or they buy a balloon filled with gas at a party or concert. It's cheap, easy to do, and appears to have limited health risks with infrequent use. However, because of the short-lived effects of the gas, some people develop addictions, use greater quantities of the gas, or use it for longer periods of time. Excessive N2O use will lead to a depletion in B12 vitamins. Studies have shown that a lack of B12 can cause permanent neurological damage and even death. Some longtime nitrous users lose feeling in their legs, making them wheelchair bound or at least heavily reliant on care from others. Deaths involving nitrous oxide are rare. In most cases, the cause is accidental asphyxiation from breathing the gas using a mask. However, as it was explained in the affidavit, it seems like the goal was to supply Ye with enough gas in a system so he can essentially have unsupervised, unlimited access to using the nitrous, which is most certainly very dangerous. And if that wasn't bad enough, he is most certainly being ripped off. Medical grade nitrous oxide is not that expensive, with 10 to 20 pound tanks, you know, the big ones, ranging from just $500 to $1,000 a piece. A bill was received and paid.
That somebody would actually buy that for their home and inhale all of it. Like, do you know how bonkers this is? Like, look at the size of them tanks. You get the guys are just inhaling it all, bro. Like, I couldn't, man. I couldn't.
The big ones, ranging from just $500 to $1,000 a piece. A bill was received and paid for over $61,000 by Yeezy solely for anesthesia and nitrous gas, as well as him allegedly paying over $50,000 per month for the gas. Payment records from Yeezy LLC show hundreds of thousands of dollars in payments to Connolly labeled as dental work. It is physically impossible for one man to consume $50,000 worth of nitrous gas in a month's time, but it seems abundantly clear that Ye has no idea where his money goes. As we learned, he's paying $1 million salaries to employees who did nothing for him, so $50K a month for some nitrous was probably easy for him to justify. Plus, it seemed like Ye was restructuring his entire life so that he can have access to this gas. As Milo mentioned in the affidavit, I learned that Connolly had moved into the apartment building Ye resided at during this period, at Ye's expense. I was asked by Ye to negotiate a second apartment at the same complex, which he said he would be used as a studio. Before I completed these negotiations, a pending charge on Ye's American Express card showed that 6 months' rent had been paid in advance to the building management company. When I challenged Connolly to explain this, he claimed to be moving in at his own expense. The American Express charge was later refunded. There was also an attempted sale of over $1 million worth of stolen Yeezy Gap merchandise in March of 2024. And on the same day that all of this news leaked onto the internet, TikTokers posted a video of them purchasing a storage unit with tons of unreleased Yeezy clothing, as well as samples and concepts and Ye's personal items. I find this extremely coincidental. Milo also shared text messages from Dr. Connolly where he responded to Milo's allegations. Hey, we should probably have a conversation about the current situation. I'm friends with Billy Walsh and he shared your messages with me. I don't get where this went sideways, but we should review the facts. You are a very intelligent man. I think it's important that you understand the facts. I was merely helping Ye by making some introductions, which turned into making some recommendations, which turned into a potential business venture. I was never looking to step on others' feet and supplant you. I have 5 kids and a career I've worked myself to death to build. I'm slipping away from this venture and I will do my best to help you keep Ye and his business where it was. I apologize if I interfered. It was never my intention. As far as nitrous oxide usage, the tanks are empty and have been empty. Very little nitrous has been administered to Ye. As far as
nah, bro, that's cap. Anybody is literally screaming cap. Like, you're just constantly getting like 5 bottles of the 10 liters or 5 liter nitrous oxide, and they're all empty. Like, what are you doing with them? If they're empty, what's been done with them? There's no answer to that. Because if something was being done with the empty bottles, the explanation would have been given straight away. Like, straight away. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you get caught, I don't know, like you get caught with something sus, the first thing you want to do is explain yourself and go, it's for this. Especially when you've been questioned, what's that? Oh, this sounds a bit sussy to me.
general anesthesia in the dental office, we are using a well-experienced, board-certified anesthesiologist and following all safety protocols to the T. Milo tells this story as if he was the only one trying to protect Ye. He mentions several other Yeezy employees by name in the affidavit, alleging that they knew of Milo's concerns but did nothing to protect him. Yes, Jules replied to the affidavit with some vague tweets. Love it when a liar tries to expose someone but only tells half the truth. The full truth will come to light soon, believe that. As well as, a true villain will always try to disguise himself as a hero. Now it's important that we close this story by understanding who Milo Yiannopoulos is, why he was the chief of staff at Yeezy, and why some people can't take literally anything he says seriously. Coined by Out.com as an internet supervillain, Yiannopoulos gained notoriety early in his blogging career for writing politically charged rage bait articles. Normally headlines are slightly over-sensationalized and easy to misinterpret, but this is not the case for Milo. He means exactly what he's saying, no matter how ridiculous the statement is. Donald Trump would be the real first black president. There's no gender pay gap, but here are 11 reasons why there should be. Or when he wrote an article,
one of these guys. Yeah,
giving
whatever.
straight people permission to say anti-gay slurs. Or when he declared his birthday as World Patriarchy Day. Or when he...
All I'm saying is, guys, you see something like this, don't even react. Like, they literally thrive off your reaction. Do you when I see this, I go, whatever. Swipes, next. They just literally thrive off just your angry reaction. It's
just
crazy.
wrote an entire article about how he hates fat people, calling them disgusting babies who make excuses for their weight. And while you might think he is just some troll, he was constantly brought on mainstream news outlets throughout his career to give his thoughts and opinions on real issues, and they were taken seriously. Since he was an openly gay right-winger, conservatives rallied around him because it was their way of saying, see, even he's gay, and he agrees with me. Milo kind of openly accepted the label of alt-right that he was given. I mean, it didn't really help that he was seen singing songs for white nationalists and ex-KKK members, but he would go to extreme lengths to try and defend stupid ideologies, like when he argued for pedophilia on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, I heard about this. Is this the flipping nutter? I heard about this.
No, trying to go on this.
You were the one who was anti.
I told you it wasn't the pedophilia. I was after I lost my virginity. I was in my teens. I was in my teens.
14.
I was in my teens.
You said you were 14.
Something like that.
That's what you said. 14 is pedophilia, buddy. I don't know how they rock it in merry old England.
I was in my teens.
Over here in my country, and where you are right now,
You've never seen a 15-year-old girl at any point in your life, however old you were. You've never seen a 15-year-old girl you thought was hot.
Yeah, when I was 15.
No, when you were 25.
Nah, this boy is twisted. No, I've never looked at a 50-year-old.
No. You will have seen girls about 15 you thought were hot.
No,
of course
I thought
no,
you didn't.
I thought, damn, she's gonna.
If you sit there and think that, you have a serious problem. No. Joe Rogan hasn't, I haven't, and I know many, many grown men have not. That is weird.
Be hot, but I didn't want to fuck her.
Bullshit.
Not bullshit at all.
Look.
You can't tell me what I was born into.
Milo even praised conversion therapy, using himself as an example of its success. He threw his $150,000 engagement ring from his ex-boyfriend into the ocean to prove he was not gay anymore, and still to this day refers to himself as an ex-gay man. He was introduced to Ye by Alex Jones after Ye announced he was running for president in 2020. Ye hired Milo to be his campaign manager, and then Milo brought on white supremacist Nick Fuentes. And since Milo is known to flip-flop, lie, rage bait, take extreme takes, and say anything for attention, some people won't take a single thing he says seriously. I think it makes the whole situation even more concerning for Ye because it shows that...
Honestly, God, if I knew it was that man, I probably wouldn't even have listened to half of the stuff in between. Now that I know it's that guy on Joe Rogan podcast chatting that absolute wazzle. That's crazy. Bro, man said 15.
Literally nobody around his multi-million-dollar empire, the people who are calling the shots, can be trusted. All of them must understand that Ye's mental state should constantly be evaluated, especially considering the multiple reports of concern about his nitrous use. We have no idea who really has his best interests in mind, and no matter who you want to believe or who you say is credible or not credible, whatever narrative you want to run with, it all ends the same way, with Ye being extremely vulnerable and unsafe, with potentially his life at risk here.
Yeah, guys.
What we
I don't really know about all that, but yeah. That one there was that was a pretty sad one to be honest. I obviously hope and these people are looking after him, do you know what I mean? God bless his soul. There's had a lot of controversy going around him, man, and I hope people do kind of wake up and decide to kind of help this man, do you know what I mean? And stop trying to, do you know what I mean, abuse him. But obviously help comes from within. Help comes from within. So he's got to try help himself first and get himself off this nitrous oxide. And hopefully everybody's got his back. But God bless to him, man, and I wish him the best. Anyway, guys, yeah, I want to see my next clips, my next videos. Actually, no, that way. Hang on. There you go. Next video's gonna be there. Catch you boys. Safe.